Alright, so this is the prototype of a game my friend is working on. He sent it to me. It's called Man 2 with 3 ends. In this game, you must go through these screens, and you have 0.5 seconds to go through each screen. And if you don't, then it's game over. And you gain your with whatever score you had. So you could hypothetically get infinite score on these randomly generated areas of just left and right and up and down. So that's pretty interesting. Gotta constantly press up or else you might not hit those ceiling ones. Even when you do correctly guess which one the screen is, you might not move out fast enough, like there or there. Like, this is incredibly goofy and pretty funny. He made the music himself, so that's pretty cool. And as well as this sprite for man. I'm not sure where he got the bugs from, but they look like from I Wanna Be the Guy or something, I don't know. I think my high score so far was 13, so I'll have to see if I can beat that. Of course, it's all completely luck. But so this is pretty funny. And it makes no sense. That too. And you had to have lightning fast reactions. Like, inhumanely fast reactions if you were to actually play this without it being completely luck-based. Like, you might get a bunch of those ceiling drops in a row, like there, or there, but then you might not. So this is pretty amazing. It's definitely the best game ever made, 10 out of 10. The only thing you might notice is that you always start in the ceiling hole. The hole in the bottom is always the starting screen, so you always have some sense of moving around, but not really. $14. He's messaging me right now. Okay. So his high score was 14. So I'll be trying to beat that. That victory noise every time you lose is pretty amazing. Okay, there. Alright, time to try and beat his 15, or at least tie it, so my goal is at least 15 points, if not 16. Surprisingly, you do seem to get better at it over time, but it's still almost entirely luck-based, though. Like, you just kind of guess which way you'll have to go. Like there, I just got 2 and 2 because bad luck. Can't really guess these things. I mean, it's when you just go to random screens, you don't even have any sense of direction, so it's not like you can actually judge where the next one is gonna be. The only thing that you can really do to improve your performance is like immediately pick a direction and stick to it, but like even then, like a lot of the time it doesn't really work. And this is like really zoomed in. This is very different from the first game. That's why the sprite is such a low resolution. Oh yeah, and this still isn't the final version, although I can't imagine he was gonna do much more with it. But I mean, it doesn't close when you die like in the first game, and it doesn't tell you you get a horrible score every time, so that's nice. Even when you do better than the developer. That was a whole lot of lefts in a row. 17, alright. This is pretty funny. Wow, this prototype is boring, says the text at the bottom. But that's pretty great. I beat his score. Cause like in the first game, you know what? I think I'm actually gonna just play the first game right here. So why not? Okay. Hang on. So in the first game, when you die, you just the game just closes. Okay, hang on, let me fix that. Yeah, okay, so how this one works, okay, it's like you have the window, and it's in like the corner of the screen right now, and when you move to the right, instead of the screen moving, the window itself moves. So you can see this is my mouse. This is way off in the corner of the screen. So, but yeah. So you'll see it like scrolling to the side, but I'll just see it off there. And all these jumps are pretty hard the first time, but I got used to it. The highest score I was able to get was 9, although 10 might be possible with like completely perfect movement like that, and then like jumping up these holes perfectly by just getting on the edge of them and then jumping over like that. And then lastly, at the end with the hole that you had to go into after this staircase, that one's just like impossible to get perfectly, which is the reason I never got past 9 points. This staircase, I've done this perfectly, but never the hole. And he said his high score in his own game was, oh wow, that's like the best I've ever done. I'm sure it would have been nice to get that on the good run. Well, there's 8. He said that his high score was like 7, I think. So not even that good. I will say the gameplay looks pretty choppy in the recording because it's just upscaled so much. So I'm gonna see about changing that here. Yeah, just show this the entire screen, and then this is what the game looks like when you play it. So yeah, it's a lot harder than in the video that I was recording before. So but that's it's pretty interesting design, I guess. Yeah, if you can't tell, both of these games were made as complete jokes, obviously. you know, whatever. They're pretty funny. Pretty amazing too. Especially this one because it's got horrible music. The other one had okay music. This one is just bad, and he did not make this music. It's got that Clickteam perspective effect. Yeah, and then you you win 7. You horrible score, and like probably couldn't make it any bigger than that, or else he would he would have like gone off the screen. Although it might be interesting just to play the game like this in the recording, just to be able to clearly see without the window moving all over the place. It's more pleasant on the eyes, that's for sure. It's got that default timer in the corner, that's nice. I've never gotten like less than 5 points, so let's see. I'm gonna 2. Absolutely amazing, 10% of the time left. Like, this is the shortest level in history. It's tiny, it's really small, but the jumps are just the dumbest things in existence, and that's why it's the best. And like, you can see those jumps. They're pretty precise considering that there's a ceiling directly above the platform that you're jumping from, so it's pretty precise. But I can do it because his arms provide a little bit of a lenient hitbox. Yeah, and then that's the developer's high score, so yeah. Oh yeah, there's one more game that he sent to me. This one, it's it's pretty interesting. And this one was even more of a joke than the other one. So I'll close out a man here, and then right there. Hang on. Alright. Oh, the window's like huge now because I had scaled man up so much. Man with 3 ins. But let me just spend 10 hours shrinking this down. This is oh no, there it is. Okay. There. It's still too big. This one is very wide. Okay. This is called thirdpartygame.exe, but the actual game itself is just labeled application 1. There's not that much to say about this one. There's no sound. It's still got that Clickteam perspective effect. It's you can clip through the floor because of these messages not being background objects. Just as Photoshop message of me saying a questionable thing. Then you can fall down this hole. And then jump off the ledge. And that's it. Pretty great game.